Now, what are these?
Oh, well, we're not entirely sure. We found this funny little place just off the Broadway. Looks like it's been there forever.
Uh-huh.
Neither of us has ever seen it before.
We think it's Italian.
Remember Mr. Ben?
You journeyed to Italian land, yes.
Salt is a play about two couples who've known each other for a long time. Simon and Amy over the years have been getting progressively richer as Nick and Rachel have been getting poorer. And Simon and Amy offer Nick and Rachel a gift of money to get them out of a particularly sticky situation. And the gift is accepted, and after this everything begins to fall apart and ends in catastrophe.
Well, it's no contest. It's sheepy palate stripper for me.
It's very strong and really salted.
Oh, you're not going to like that. Ends is rather tentative when it comes to seasoning, aren't you, lover? A creature of myth like the Princess and the Pea.
What, you don't like salt?
Originally it came from one single idea, which was the idea of friends giving other friends money. And I started to think about how that would affect a friendship, obviously, and also, in a larger sense, about our contemporary relationship with money, and in particular with the lack of money, with debt that we've been allowed to get into. The play had been around for at least a year at that stage, in what I felt to be as complete a version as I could muster at that point. But I submitted it very late, just very close to the closing date. When I discovered I'd won the Bruntwood competition, my first reaction was sheer terror and shock. And I wobbled up onto the stage and shook Richard Wilson's hand, and it was all very lovely. Came down and thought, everything has changed.
Salt as a currency.
I think the moment that you see the piece on stage is an extraordinary one, because nobody in theatre can second-guess that. And yes, I think I've learnt a huge amount, both from adapting the script, from rehearsal, and then from that experience of sitting in a theatre with a real audience watching it happen.
Yes, but Nick's notion is that there was an absolute, like absolute zero, where the change happened. Genius!
A grain that tips the scale.
But which grain?
I've never been to the Royal Exchange prior to coming up for the award ceremony for the Bruntwood, because I live in Brighton. But yeah, I love the theatre. I think it's fantastic. I went to see Blythe Spirit in the main house kind of as soon as I could when I was up here, and that was great. An amazing experience to be in that pod. And the studio space is lovely as well. I really love it. And what they've done with it for this show, I think, is incredible. It's a really beautiful set.
Did you try it?
Well, anyway, it was more than mere inebriation. I'd say it had a touch of the transcendentals about it.
Oh, God!
Exactly. By 3 a.m, one had definitely crossed a line, so to speak.